pay attention, because this could be the bombshell of the summer at Barça. Something very important has been leaked, and we're not talking about rumors. And pay attention, because Julián Álvarez is looking for a house in Barcelona, and pay attention, because this could tie everything together. Yes, you heard right, looking for a house in Barcelona. Stay with us until the end of the video, because everything I'm going to tell you in this video makes a lot of sense, and I want you to know it. I'll see you at the end of the video. Let's continue. Watch out. Why not? It's been more than 2 days since it was leaked that Julián Álvarez's brothers were in Barcelona looking for a house for the Argentine star. This information comes from TNT Sport, from the Argentine journalist Emiliano Raggi, who stated categorically, and this isn't the first time this rumor has surfaced. Julián's family is looking for accommodation, looking for a house in Barcelona. This is the exact information from our colleagues at TNT Sport and from this colleague in the Argentine press. Well, a few hours later, Julián Álvarez's agent, Fernando Hidalgo, came out to deny this information, stating that it was completely false and that no one from the family has gone to Barcelona to look for anything. Let me tell you something, folks. Where there's smoke, there's fire. It's not the first time Julián has been linked to this. There have been these kinds of moves to look for houses. It's not the first time. And let me say something, obviously, with Julián Álvarez still under contract and playing in the Champions League semi-finals. Do you think the agent is going to come out and say, yes, it's true, you caught us? Obviously not. They're not going to admit it, but something is going on. And I'm absolutely sure that Barca's #1 target for this upcoming summer transfer window is obviously Julián Álvarez. Barça is about to finally enter Rule 11. They won't have any problem being able to pay the transfer fee and the player's salary. And every day that goes by, I'm more convinced that all these rumors that are being denied are being dismissed as baseless rumors and lies. There's something there, family, there's something there, and I have that hope that no one is going to take away from me. No one, but no one writes in the chat. I hope Julián comes. What a wonderful player. What an amazing footballer. A man who at 26 years old has won the Champions League with City, the Copa America, and the World Cup with Argentina. I'm sure he wants more prominence. He's a complete striker. He wants to have more influence in his team. I think it's true that Atletico de Madrid has knocked Barça out of the Champions League and the Copa del Rey. Let that be clear. But I think that he, despite the great season he's having, is getting better and better. And the previous one was very good, even ranking among the top for the Ballon d'Or. Julián needs to have a bigger role in his teams, to be more involved in terms of goals and assists. I think that in another team like Barça, he would feel like a leader. He would feel much more important, and that's something Atletico de Madrid will never give him. Let's see what happens. Because the Champions League can be very treacherous, and what seems impossible can turn into a virtue. In this case, something epic. Eliminate Arsenal and win the Champions League against Bayern or PSG. I see it as extremely complicated, but what a player. I really like Julián Álvarez. Would his style fit like a glove at FC Barcelona? And now let me ask you a question. Would you like Julián Álvarez to play for Barça? If you like these kinds of videos and this content, subscribe and hit the like button. What a summer we're in for, folks. It's going to be absolutely crazy. And here you have it. Julián Álvarez himself has spoken in the last few hours, and he was asked about Barça. What has Julián Álvarez said about that rumor that his brothers went to Barcelona to look for a house? Well, he said that his agent has already spoken. That is, Fernando Hidalgo has already said that it is completely false. And he has said the following word for word. I can't deny everything that comes out in the press, and that's understandable too. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, Julián Álvarez leaves the door open for Barça. Why? Because Julián is never blunt when he gets these kinds of questions. Instead, he tends to ramble. He never says the door is closed. He's not forceful. He says, I have a contract. I'm staying here. I'm going to stay. He never says that. In fact, in one of his latest appearances, Julián said he didn't know what the future held. He was fine now, but unsure what might happen. There's a season finale just around the corner, and there's a World Cup where Argentina wants to defend that title to win it again. Obviously, he probably already has his intentions in mind. He already knows where he wants to end up. But the fact that he doesn't clearly close the door to Barca's interest still gives me total confidence that if there's even a thread of possibility, Barça and Julián will try to reach some kind of agreement. Obviously, Atletico de Madrid are in the mix, but family, I think, if he hasn't closed the door, anything can happen this summer, which, as I said before, is going to be crazy. So Julián, come out and speak. They say the same things as always, that he's focused on the season, on the match, and that he can't be constantly denying the stories that come out. What's going to happen? This is crazy, guys. I'll say it again. I'd love for you to tell me in the chat. Do you want Julián Álvarez? Type Julián yes, Julián no. Please tell me something. I'm going crazy here. This is wild. And this doesn't stop. This doesn't stop. And I'm telling you, this summer is going to be really long. Julián Álvarez is the kind of player every Barça fan loves. I think he has exactly the qualities to be that perfect striker. In Hansi Flick's system, how does he press, work, and what qualities does he have? How does he fit Hansi Flick's pressing model? I think he's a game-changing player. He can strike, he assists, he's technically skilled, he's young, a project, really young overall. Julián Álvarez, 26 years old. I think in the transfer market, obviously there are other names that we'll see in the coming days, but he is the most attractive one. And the truth is, if he comes, he could be that blockbuster signing that changes everything, because it would radically change the face of Barca's attack. Going from Robert Lewandowski, a veteran already at an age where he's close to retirement and about to move to a lesser league. Unless he goes to Atletico de Madrid and pulls off a Luis Suarez, which we don't know. What could happen if you have a player who's a World Cup champion, a Champions League winner? Lewandowski is also one. Obviously, he was with Bayern, but I think Julián offers other guarantees. He's a man that I believe is a player for both the present and the future. Therefore, it's a textbook signing for Joao Laporta's Barça and Deco with Hansi Flick, who's asking for him. They're going to try, and I think we shouldn't lose faith. I understand that today people might have doubts and see it as just rumors, but I repeat, it's not just rumors. Where there's smoke, there's fire, there's something going on. And I think we're going to hear more news about Julián Álvarez in the coming hours and in the next weeks and months, because from now until July, when the World Cup ends, there's a lot to talk about, and you'll experience the entire transfer market here in Jardín every day. Barça hoy, so subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and smash and hype up this video. Leave me a comment. What do you think? Julián, yes or no? Come on, Barça fan, Visca, Barça, Barça yesterday, Barça today, Barça always.